Hi, everyone. This is EstaRa with a message for you. Today is Wednesday, June 14th, 2017. So I'm going to do a brief message for you and a card reading because I've had a lot of interesting experiences the last few days. I've been having a lot of nature experiences, which I'm really excited about. Weather's been pretty nice here, and I've gotten to sit outside in the mornings just enjoying the dawn and enjoying the little creatures that come to visit, squirrels, birds, bees. Actually, I saw a couple bees, not as many as I usually do, which is not a good sign. But um, I have just been feeling like lots of different feelings running through me and lots of downloads. And so I got a really interesting message this morning. I had a beautiful dragonfly fly by me, and I was like, "Ooh, I love this." And it always reminds me of my twin. It's a twin message for me specifically. Like it is very symbolic of him, so I know that that means he's thinking of me and that he's tuning in. I also feel like it means there's a lot of transformation happening to him. But when I got up this morning, I was doing meditation, and during my meditation, I got a very specific message about me and my twin. However, I recognize it's for all of us, and I wanted to share that with you. I also want to share another piece of the message. So the first thing that happened was I was really feeling downloads of energy last night, lots of things moving through me. And when I woke up, I felt like my body was vibrating because of the downloads that were coming in. And I asked, this doesn't usually happen to me. I get downloaded at night, that does happen, but I don't usually feel like the physical reaction of it, truly from head to toe. And I said, what's going on? And they said that my twin had opened his heart. My twin flame had opened up his heart. I had sent him something, and he either read it or hasn't read it yet. I can't determine it. It's because it's me. But whatever he started, maybe. But anyway, that opened his heart enough that the download of energy that needed to come through him, that he was blocking and not really allowing, started to come through. And so he was being downloaded this morning. I'm totally trusting that because when I came out of it, that's when the dragonfly flew by. So I feel like that's for all the divine masculine. In the last couple of weeks, a lot of energy has been coming down. In last few months, really, but it's been getting stronger and stronger and coming down. And the integration has to happen at a higher level before it makes it into the physical reality. But to me, the message I was getting clearly is it's actually coming into his physical reality. So I feel like that's happening for all the divine masculine. So your divine masculine is having epiphanies and energies come through them into their physical reality that they may not have a clue what to do with. They may not know what the hell it means, but it is coming into the reality. So they're going to get clearer and clearer visions, and things are going to get more in alignment for them. Either it's like aligning them to leave where they are, aligning them to go forward, aligning them to seek a different path, whatever that is. The stuff is coming in and it's happening. So yay. The other piece of a message that I got this morning was my guide said to me, you just have to trust EstaRa, because I miss him. I'm missing my beloved. I'm missing him a lot. And there's moments that my heart just opens and I feel that longing, that sad, like, oh, I just want to hold him. I miss his touch, or I miss his kiss. I miss his voice, and when we're not talking and we haven't had a lot of communication, and we had some, but not what I'm used to. And when we don't have it, I feel disappointed and I feel lost. And I know a lot of you might feel that way too. And so what my guides were saying, you just have to trust that it's all happening, even if it's not being seen. And this is what they've been teaching me for years. And you would think I would know this by now, but I still have my moments, obviously, like all of us. We all have doubts, right? I don't want to say doubts because I know who he is. I know that's where I'm supposed to be. But we all have that, like, we don't know how to trust it if we're not seeing physically, because of course in this world that we live in, everything has to be like black and white. Everybody has to see it. And I've been trained not to be in that black and white. I've been trained into trusting what's not there and trusting what I feel inside of me. But then it's easy for me to like let go of that when I'm not having the usual external interactions and exchange with my twin. And so they said, you just have to trust it is happening. Just believe that it might not appear it on the surface, but why would you think it's not happening when everything else in your life you just trust it and it happens? So I'm giving that to all of you because I feel like you need that as much as I do. So hopefully that helps you today. And so I pulled some cards for the week, and let's grab them now. The deck. So let's pull a card for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, and the couple. So let's turn the cards over. Oh, I like this one. For the Divine Masculine, this is really cool. Wishing upon a star. What does that mean? Well, we all know what wishing upon a star means. We make a wish, we want it to happen, we're going to manifest, right? However, I think there's a little step deeper than this. I feel like what I was just mentioning to you, all that light coming in, I am so drawn to the star right now. To me, that's that massive light, that massive energy downloading into our beloveds, right? It's happening now. It's downloading into the Divine Masculine, particularly right now. We're all getting it, but the Divine Masculine is opening up to receive it on another level, which means that each level it's integrating into them, into their reality, and it will come down into the reality. As it comes into the reality, they start to think about what it is they want. What is it that they really want in their life? You know, what do they dream about? What are they thinking about? Trusting that they have that, almost that energy is coming in to give them the feeling or the desire that there is something more, and there is something coming for them, that there is something more that they can have. It doesn't have to be the way it's always been. It's like almost that little nudge of it's possible, it's possible. So that's what this card is for the Divine Masculine. I love it. What a great card. Okay, Divine Feminine, let's see where we're at. Divine Feminine, 3 little pigs. Let me show you the card. So you can, oops, that's a bad glare from the sun. Is that better? That's better. The three little pigs. So you see 2 there. One is fanning. This one here is fanning the fire, the flame, and this one's like, ah! And up on top is the big bad wolf. What does that mean? What does that mean for the Divine Feminine right now? What it means for the Divine Feminine is a lot of us are feeling that disconnect, that separation. We felt that letting go, right? So I don't even know how long ago. Time is so weird for me right now. We're in such a weird time shifting that I don't know how long ago my messages were. I don't know how long ago things have happened, unless they were just like minutes ago or a day ago. Even that I don't think I know all the time. But for the Divine Feminine, we've been letting go, right? So letting go, we're allowing that. I guess the words my guides are giving me a false sense of separation. Like we are letting go and we're surrendering, right? We've done that. And we've opened up to that whole thing. And we feel a little empty, right? Because in some of us, we're thinking, oh no, it's not going to happen. We're afraid. We're afraid of it because we're not getting that external answer. We're not getting that external reaction that we might be looking for or we want. And so what ends up happening is we get scared and we think, oh, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? So when we're doing that, if you look here, one twin is fanning it. Now that twin is the Divine Masculine because he's beginning to recognize the potentials and the possibilities. She's getting a little scared. Is it because she's afraid, the Divine Feminine is being afraid of it coming to fruition? That's very possible for some of us, right? Is it that the Divine Feminine is afraid it's not going to happen? That is definitely possible for some of us. And is she afraid that dark energies are going to interfere again? Again, that is possible for some of us. But do we have control over some of this dark energy? Absolutely. What we do is we need to get down and dirty, making sure we clear away anything that we're carrying within us that might potentially attract the dark energies to amp our energy up into a negative space. So what does that mean? Anytime we're coming across something that is trigger for us, which most of us on this journey by now, if you've been doing it long enough, you're going to have a recognition of what's a trigger for you. So a trigger for me, and I'm going to share this with you about my divine masculine, about my twin flame journey, is when I see other friends doing things and they're not like doing things in relationships that would not feel good for me, not make me happy, but at least they're doing things. They're going places, they're doing stuff, and they seem happy. That's a trigger for me. And I'm recognizing that now. I didn't know that before, but it triggers me to think, oh my God, I'm missing out. I'm missing out. And so then I start to get into that funk of like, I'm missing out. I'm not enjoying my life. I'm not doing, which isn't totally true. Just so you know, I actually am enjoying my life. I'm probably enjoying it more now since the car accident was such a long time, that in the last year, I am enjoying my life more now than I have in 4 years because of the car accident. But also, I enjoyed my life prior to my car accident. So it's not like I'm not happy in what I'm doing and my experiences, but I really want my twin. I want a companion. I want someone with me, but I don't want anyone with me. And that's a recognition I have very strongly. I don't want just anyone. I want him. He's who I want. He's who I long to be with. He's who I know I'm supposed to be with in every sense of the word, good, bad, and indifferent, truly. So for the divine feminine, it's like determining, first of all, where you are on that little range I just described and what it is that might be triggering you. And so that's a trigger for me with other people, because then it's like they're not telling me to make me feel bad. But sometimes I think some of them carry it a little further and say, well, you need to make a decision. You can't keep waiting forever. This is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. And depending on where I'm at in terms of my boundaries and how I am in terms of making my space sacred, it may get into me and affect me. And I start to question and doubt and get angry, frustrated, and oh my God, I feel lonely, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff will kick up. And I just saw 11:11. I think that's because I'm allowing that to come in. It's my reality, and I'm not staying with my little blocks being my barriers, my walls being up, not blocks, but my walls of protection being up. And so I'm letting their energy come in, and it does trigger me. Oh my gosh, I never realized till recently that is a trigger. There are other little triggers that I have. We all have them. And it's important that we pay attention to what that is for us. What is going to make us, even more. I know when I'm really vulnerable is when I'm around a lot of people that are more human than more in their spirit, more in their head than more trusting their heart. That's a huge deal for me. And that actually is a hindrance for me as well, because if I'm around them long enough, it puts up a block for me. And I'm also recognizing that if I'm around someone who is always thinking about what's next and they're not in the moment, that affects me. Not necessarily a trigger, but it does affect me, because I try to be more in my moment. I mean, I have to plan because I have clients and I have a job, but I'm more in the moment for my day-to-day stuff. So that's an interesting concept. But I feel like with the divine feminine, it's really up to her right now to hold on strong to what she knows inside of her to be true, and recognize that her beloved is actually fanning the flame by seeing potentials and possibilities and recognizing within him what he's desiring and what he really wants, because it's been a long time since he's been able to have those glimpses. Now, are they constant in his face? No, because he's still living in that more of a reality, but more of the physical reality that's happening than in his higher mind or higher dimension. But the truth is, he still has those things coming up. They're surfacing. And the more it's surfacing, the more he's calling out to you. So you might not recognize it as, oh my God, he wants me, or he's thinking about me, or he's calling me, he's talking to me. But you're feeling it. It's a very subtle feeling, that love that you feel heart to heart from each other. It's in there. Just go in there and feel it, because it's there. So let him fan the fire. The dark, you have to learn to ground yourself daily. You have to learn to protect yourself daily, and really, really strongly work on the stuff that is blocking you, that might be a hindrance that's coming up for you. And, a lot of people will say that you don't have to deal with all that. It's not necessary. But here's the thing. If you don't know where it's coming from, how do you get rid of it? If you don't know what the root is of it, it doesn't just go away. Not all of it. Some of it will go away in a quick fix, but a lot of things don't, because you have layers of stuff that are coming off you from eons of lives that you've lived. It's not just from this lifetime. So I strongly encourage you to pay attention to what triggers you so you can clear it. I strongly encourage you to work on your self-love, because the more you're in love with you, the more you're going to not accept less than what you deserve and allow yourself to get pulled into other energies. I also encourage you to seek help. There's reasons that, I'm out here, that other people are out there helping the twin flame journey, because we've been guided to offer our assistance. So please, by all means, feel free to reach out to me and schedule a session, because I really feel like it's important to clear what needs to get cleared. We're not supposed to be in major suffering. We're supposed to move forward through this path, and we're supposed to get rid of stuff for good. and have it change on a cellular DNA level. And that's a lot of the work that I'm doing. So if that's something you need, please, by all means, do that. Now, the union itself, the couple, the relationship, interesting card. Seeker of Swords is what I'm seeing. Let me show that to you. Do you see that? A lot of times it tells me that mentally there's a conflict. There's something going on, conflicting, like an internal struggle. The scarecrow's pointing like this, one way or the other way. What it's showing me and telling me, and what I'm feeling from this card, is actually we're at a crossroads, all of the divine masculine, all of the divine feminine. We're all at the place of like, what do we do next? Where are we going? And that is all coming from how we're perceiving our life, how we're projecting our future, what we're thinking inside of us, and what we're feeling. And a lot of us are in that closing cycle still, right? Because we started closing on June 11th. It's June 14th, so we're still in it. So as it's closing away and it's going away, what's happening is we're actually bringing about the clearing of stuff that we thought we dealt with that might be showing itself very clearly and very sharp image to us. And it's time to like weed it away, pluck it away, and get rid of it. It also might be showing us opportunities that are starting to come our way. What are we doing with them? Are we allowing them in? Or are we pushing them away? There's a lot happening right now internally for everybody. And while we're closing out this cycle, recognize that there's some things that you're saying goodbye to permanently. It's going. And that might be a job that you've been in. That might be a path you've been on. It might be a relationship you've been in. It might be a location that you're living in that it's coming to an end. And you might not be moving today. This cycle is going to close out the doors there, and the opportunities are not going to be there. They're going to open somewhere else. That is exactly this energy currently. And that is what this card is. And it goes for both divine masculine and divine feminine. So what I just described as options or possibilities that might be happening are happening for you and for your beloved. And they are happening on various levels, various timelines, various spaces, because you're all in different places, right? Each couple is in a different part of the journey. So I feel good about this. It sounds funny. Like I have such happiness inside of me as I'm doing this reading for you. I don't know why. I do know why, but I don't know why. I say I do know why because I feel happy. I just feel good, and I should just enjoy it and love it for the moment because I feel light and I feel airy. But I also feel good about what I'm reading. And I don't know why, in sense of like, I'm not really sure what's coming exactly. Excuse me, what it's going to look like exactly. I know that it's coming, and I know that it's going to be good. And I know that if I can stay in this love that I'm in right now, this emotion that I'm feeling, it's going to be a big thing for everybody. So trust where you are right now. Trust in the love. Trust in the journey. Trust that it's happening. And just trust. Just trust. Really strong words. I'm really hearing that very clearly. So trust, my dear ones. I want to send you love. I want to send you light on your path. And I want to provide you with a little blessing for today, for the next week, going forward. So let me just pull in the energies of my guides. Ito okare masha yeta poka lena na modora yetsa shuma. Otura pakala onora sa mono kasha ye patora kaya la manando ya dara pataka sa. Mono pakaya tadalada ona mona karapati la la kupataya ya moka sa dorobaki ha horbarakika horbarkika horbahika mo. So the brief little message there was about trusting, opening your heart. So the energies that you may have felt just now, massive flow came into your crown, your third eye, your throat, and your heart. And what it was doing is opening you to trusting what's coming into love. And then that will come down more into your physical reality as the day and week goes on. So I send you so much love. Namaste. Many blessings of union and light to all of you. And so it is.